Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Mohammed Zishan. So today I'll be discussing about the pupillary reflexes. So what are the pupillary reflexes? So basically to understand this, we should know that there are two muscles in the pupil that basically controls the dimensions of pupil. So the two muscles of pupil, these are the sphincter pupillae and the dilator pupil. Right. So the sphincter pupillae is responsible for the constriction of the pupil, and the dilator pupil is responsible for dilatation of pupil. So the sphincter pupillae or constriction of the pupil is under the parasympathetic nervous system control, and the dilatation of the pupil is under the sympathetic nervous system. So basically, what we are dealing is with pupillary reflexes, which are concerned with the constriction of the pupil. So basically, we are dealing with the parasympathetic nervous system involvement in the eye that controls the pupil. So when we speak about the pupillary reflexes, we have got light reflex and we have got the near reflex. So what is light reflex? When we shine a torchlight into the eye, the pupil constricts. So that is what is a light reflex. So what are the like we have two types of light reflex: a direct light reflex and an indirect light reflex, also known as consensual light reflex. So what is a direct and what is an indirect light reflex? So direct light reflex is nothing but if you shine a torchlight in the first eye, if the same pupil constricts, we call it as a direct light reflex. So if you shine torchlight in the right eye, if the right pupil constricts, we call it as a direct light reflex. What is indirect light reflex? When you shine a torchlight in one eye, the other pupil constricts. Okay. Suppose if you shine torchlight in the right eye, if the left pupil constricts, we call it as an indirect or consensual light reflex. So here, contralateral pupil constricts. So this is about the light reflex. So what about the near reflex? So near reflex is basically a triad of three things. So what is near reflex? When we are focusing at a distant object, and then suddenly a near object is brought into the focus. So to see the near object clearly, the eye has to make some adjustment. So the adjustment which eye makes to see a near object clearly in its field is it's a convergence, accommodation, and meiosis. So these are the three things that happens to see a near object clearly when you are focusing at a distant object. So you can remember by a mnemonic as CAM. Okay. So convergence, accommodation, and meiosis. And this major part is played by the convergence and then by the accommodation. Okay. Now we'll discuss the light reflex part. Light reflex part. Okay. So basically it starts in the retina. Okay. So like visual pathway, this also starts in the retina. So light reflex starts in the retina, then this is carried by the optic nerve, and then goes by optic chiasma and optic tract. Okay. Then the light reflex or pupillary reflex pathway, these fibers they leave the optic tract. Okay. They don't go up to the brain. They don't go to the lateral geniculate body unlike the visual pathway fibers. Okay. So they leave the optic tract and they go to the midbrain. Okay. So they go to the midbrain. So where in the midbrain they go to a nucleus known as the pretectal nucleus. So this is a light reflex nucleus or pupillary constrictor nucleus. Okay. So from the pretectal nucleus, the fibers they go to the Edinger Westphal nucleus. So it is a parasympathetic nucleus, Edinger Westphal nucleus. And from the pretectal nucleus, they go to the Edinger Westphal of the same side as well as the Edinger Westphal of the opposite side. So this is known as intermensal fibers. So these fibers from pretectal nucleus to the Edinger Westphal nucleus, these are known as internuncial fibers. Okay. And from the Edinger Westphal nucleus, these are carried by again third cranium. Okay. Since it is a parasympathetic nucleus, that will be carried by the parasympathetic cranium. Okay. And then they go to the ciliary ganglion. So this is the ciliary ganglion. And from the ciliary ganglion, the fibers they reaches the sphincter pupil. The sphincter pupil is responsible for the constriction of pupil. So these fibers are short ciliary. So this is the pathway of the pupillary reflex or light reflex. Okay. So light reflex. If I want to draw if I want to write in a tabular form or flowchart form, I'll write like this. So the impulse starts in the retina for pupillary, and then it is carried by the optic nerve, and then by optic chiasma, and then the optic tract. So they leave the optic tract. So where they go? They go to the midbrain. Where in the midbrain? They go to the pretectal nucleus. Okay. And then from pretectal nucleus, the fibers they go to the Edinger Westphal nucleus. So we have got fibers from the pretectal nucleus, they go to the Edinger Westphal of same side as well as on the contralateral side. Okay. So these are known as internuncial fibers. Okay. So these are known as internuncial fibers. So these internuncial fibers, since they are going to the other side of Edinger Westphal nucleus, they are responsible for indirect light reflex. Okay. So when someone asks you what is the mechanism for indirect light reflex, then it is nothing but the internuncial fibers going to the contralateral Edinger Westphal nucleus. They are responsible for the indirect light reflex. So then from Edinger Westphal nucleus, the impulses are carried by third cranial nerve or oculomotor nerve to the ciliary ganglion. Then from the ciliary ganglion, they go to the sphincter pupil. Okay, and this is by the short ciliary nerve. So this is the pathway of the light reflex. So from the optic nerve till the internuncial fibers, this is an apparent path. This is an apparent pathway of the light reflex. So whatever the defects or lesions in this tract from the optic nerve till the pretectal or till the internuncial fibers you have, that will be called as apparent pathway defect. Okay. And from the Edinger Westphal nucleus till the sphincter pupillae, we call it as efferent pathway. And whatever the lesions you have, they will produce the efferent pathway defects. Okay. So when we speak about the lesions, this is very important. Okay. The classification into apparent and efferent. And again, from the Edinger Westphal to the ciliary ganglion, we call it as preganglionic fibers. And from ciliary ganglion to sphincter pupillae, we call it as postganglionic fibers. Okay, so this is about the light reflex. Now speaking about the convergence reflex. Okay, so I told you near reflex has got triad of things. Okay. So convergence, accommodation, it has got convergence, accommodation, and myopsis. Okay, this is in near reflex. So that convergence play an important role. So the convergence constitutes about 75% of reflex. And accommodation constitutes about only 25% of near reflex. So we have got two pathways in near reflex. One is convergence pathway, and we have got accommodation. In both you have myopsis. Okay. So basically, convergence have a bigger role. So this is a convergence pathway. So for convergence, what is convergence basically? It is nothing but both the eyes move towards the lens. Both the eyes to move towards the lens. So that is what is convergence. Or both the eyes moves medially is what is convergence. So which cranial, which muscle is responsible for convergence? It is nothing but medial rectus. Okay. So when you are converging, the medial rectus comes into action. So from the medial rectus is supplied to third cranial. So the impulses are carried by the third cranial. Okay, from the third cranial nerve, they go to the mesencephalic nucleus of fifth cranial. From the fifth cranial nerve, they go to the convergence center. Okay. So this is also present in the midbrain, but this convergence center is present more ventrally. Okay, the prefrontal nucleus is present more dorsally. Convergence center is present more ventrally. And from the convergence center, the efferent goes to Edinger-Westphal nucleus. Okay, and from the Edinger-Westphal again, it goes by third cranial nerve to the two ganglions. Here it goes to the ciliary ganglion as well as the accessory ciliary. Okay, and from there we have got short ciliary nerves to the sphincter pupil. Short ciliary nerve to the sphincter pupil. So efferent pathway is same. Okay, so from the Edinger-Westphal to the ciliary ganglion to the short ciliary nerve to the sphincter pupil. But we have got two ganglions. For the near reflex, we have got two ganglions. Ciliary is the major or prime ganglion, and secondary ganglion is accessory ciliary ganglion. Whereas for the light reflex, we have only ciliary ganglion. Okay. So efferent is same. Okay. Only difference between the light reflex and near reflex is efferent pathway. So if I want to write the convergence pathway, okay, so this is the important pathway for near reflex. Okay. So where it starts? It starts with the convergence on medial rectus. Then via third cranial nerve, the impulses goes to the mesencephalic nucleus of fifth cranial. Okay, so from there where it goes? It goes to the convergence center. Okay, so where is the convergence center? It is present in the midbrain. Okay, so where in the midbrain actually? It is more ventrally in midbrain. So from the convergence center, what happens? The fibers goes to the Edinger-Westphal nucleus. Okay. Then the story is same, except that we have got two ganglions. From the Edinger-Westphal, it is carried by the third ganglion. So it goes to ciliary ganglion as well as accessory ciliary ganglion. Okay. And from there, the fiber goes to the sphincter pupil. So whenever you converge, there is constriction of pupil. So from here, you have got short ciliary nerves. Again, from here, you have got short ciliary nerves. Okay. So this is the convergence pathway. Okay. So what apparent? This is again apparent. That is different for both light reflex and near reflex. So this is an apparent pathway. If you take this, this is an efferent pathway. Okay. So only thing we have got here is an accessory ciliary ganglion, and the center is convergence center present ventrally in the midbrain.